Looking unto Jesus,
evening,
the author
everybody.
and finisher of our faith,
How
who
y'all
for the
doing
joy
today?
that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame,
As you
and
can
has
see,
sat down at the right hand of the throne of God.
I'm right in the middle
Hebrews
of
12:2.
And like I said yesterday, that I can have the same meal over and over. Some people don't like leftovers, but guess what? The spices is in there. Yes, Lord. So how was your day? I hope your day was very productive and that your supper was as delicious as mine. Okay. You know what I want to talk about? For me not to forget, I had written some stuff down. Let me see. What did I write? Okay. It was something about promises, right? You know how people make promises to you? Right? In whatever relationship that you are in, because everything is a relationship, somebody's making a promise to somebody, right? Your boyfriend made a promise, or your soon-to-be boyfriend made a promise, your husband made a promise, or your soon-to-be husband made a promise. And it's not always men. So it goes the same with your soon-to-be wife, your soon-to-be girlfriend, or whatever. Or your sisters, your brothers, whatever. Your neighbor, don't ever forget your boss. Let me say this. When I talk about relationship with, human beings relationship, right? Like, for example, when you go for a job and they interview you, they decide to hire you, they tell you all the benefits that comes along with the position. And if you have to sign, the application, that's a contract, right? And so you go and you do your work. If you're a good worker, you do your work. And you expect the other party to keep the end of the bargain, right? But we're living in the time where so many people, especially people with money or with a little bit of money, where they think that they have a whole lot, because you have rich and you have rich, right? Okay, well, if you're working for somebody, you are an instrument to help that person get richer and richer and richer, right? And it's almost, I'm not gonna say it's non-existent, because there was I remember I saw this article, I read this article, or I saw it on TV, where this boss was so appreciative of his worker. I said, Lord, forgive me, that could not have been a woman. Of his workers, that he had decided that the good workers, the people who have been with him all that time, right? Guess what? He made every each one of them a millionaire. Now that's a grateful boss. Okay? So I'm not talking about this rare kind of people. Because the majority of people are there in power, whatever power that they have over you, right? To abuse you, to take advantage of you. And so no matter what you have signed, what was written at the time of hiring, there's a big chance they will not abide by it. Once they start feeling comfortable at letting their true color out, you understand, and turning you into a slave. So, in relation to promises, people make promises to you, but they either will not fulfill the promise, or they will start and give up before the mission is accomplished. That's what I wrote. Before the mission is accomplished. Okay, once you get locked down into a cycle, right? In the marriage, you locked down. He locked you down. Because do you know some people, for example, let's say men. There are some men that they meet you, they like you, and they say, you know what, let me lock her down. So they're going to lock you down with a bunch of kids because they know you ain't going nowhere after that. And even if y'all break up, he's going to be in your life forever. And if that person is toxic, because that's not even if, because if you have that kind of mentality, you are toxic. You understand? And that's like a demon in your life. So you got to be careful with the demons that you are collecting. Because he didn't just give you those babies just like that. It was not a rape or anything like that. You collected those demons based on a promise. Oh yeah, he made a promise I will be the only one. He made a promise that we're going to grow old together. He made a promise that he's going to buy me a house. He made me a promise that he's going to buy me a car. He made me a promise that he would never love another. She made me a promise that she's going to be a virtuous wife. She made me a promise that she'll never cheat on me. She made me a promise that she was not after my money. She wanted my heart. You see what I'm saying? Promises, promises, promises. I promise if you give me a chance, you will be the happiest woman alive. I promise if you accept our offer, we have a reasonable, awesome package. And you will get bonuses. You will have bonuses for attendance. And we have bonuses for your performance at work. So you can add up all this money. It's really a good offer. And then you get vacation pay. And here are the rules that apply to everybody. It's really a nice place to work, I promise. And everything sounds so sweet and nice. And the person seems so nice, not knowing you dealing with a demon. And here you are, you in there, right? You in your home, you serving your man, or he's serving, he's protecting and doing his duties at home. That's the beginning. That's why the word says that it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Because sometimes the starting is so sweet until their true colors start coming out. And you be like, oh my God. Demon number 1. Demon number 2. Demon number 2. And that's if, that's by the grace of God that you start seeing the demons. Some people live years, 20 years, 30 years until what you are involved in unalive you. And they will not take responsibility of admitting that the way they treated you, the way they squeezed you in, the way they left no room for you to move, no room for you to attend to yourself. And that's what killed you. They won't admit it. They won't admit that it's the way they treated you, the way they mistreated you. The way they chained you down, the way they took your freedom away, the way they lied to you. That promise was no promise at all. That promise was an oath with Lucifer. And then when you try to break free, if you try to break free, they let you know, we have these kids together. You're not going nowhere. Or they'll let you know, if I can't have you, no one else can. Or based on them fake promises, when they're ready to let you go because they changed your mind. They changed their mind saying that, well, you're not qualified because look at you getting old. Or you're not qualified any longer because they see that you see them. Right inside that web, that toxicity, that darkness. They see that you see. Because you're not joining in the toxicity, and that they're going to do everything to push you out. Not just push you out, but make sure they strip you of every benefit and everything you're entitled to. But God promise is yea and amen. He will come through for you always. The author of your faith will finish it. Always.